about a personal, we're talking about a personal GPS to get you from A to B to C to D. And one of the issues that I find in this business is people want to go from A to D, and then K looks pretty good. They'll jump over to K and they'll jump over the M, but they miss the B, the C, and the D. One of the things you've heard me say over and over again, the simple things like CRS, certified residential specialists in this industry, earn an average like $104,000 a year average. The average realtor, non-CRS, earns $42,000. Why is no one taking the CRS? Why are very few people have their CRS? To put that in the chat box. Let me just open my chat here, because this has to do because of a bad GPS. Let me open a chat. Put in your chat box why you think. It's very few people. If you can earn 107, whatever that number is that the NAR publishes, mine instead of 42,000 a year, why do you think so few people take it or participate in it? It's good. Put it in the chat box. So look it up, NAR statistics, CRS, certified residential specialist. The difference is about 42,000, 105, I think at one point 102,000, 104,000. Why do you think? They don't know where to start. Okay, Red, a good question. Don't know where to start. Too many other courses to take when a new agent in the XP. What else? What other reason? Here you got 42,000 average for a non-CRS, but a CRS. Sasha's time management, okay, but it's not like $10,000 difference. It's more than double. Time management. Anybody else? Come on now. There's 60 some people on the call. Never heard about it. Okay, Jenny, we took care of that this morning. CRS, certified residential specialist. Lack of structured guidance. David, good one. GPS, right? They don't have a good guidance system. What else? Anybody else? One more. Can I get one more? With this phone, I got to close and open. But anyway, they don't have a GPS, right? They haven't been guided correctly. Mindset deep. Amen. Everything's mindset, right? But one of the things that just boggles my mind is that little things like that. And this is not the past 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. I'm in my 45th year, and they're still doing the same thing they did 45 years ago, missing the basics. Star Lewis and money. But this is the same thing. The same thing has happened. Well, actually, I started managing after my first 3 years. So 42 years ago, when I took over my first office, I made sure everybody in that office was heading toward GRI and CRS. That's why we did 100 deals out of 30 some people, 100 deals a month, 100 listings a month. We were number one office in my first year out of the 13 offices, is because we didn't pass up the opportunity. Why is it we pass up so much opportunity? Not a good GPS system, not a personal GPS system. Now, back that many years ago, back even when Paul Saperstein, many of you on the call know Paul Saperstein, 200 plus deals a year. I brought him into the industry when he first started. He actually joined a company I was consulting with. I opened my company soon thereafter, and he wanted to come with me and got him going. Even when Paul did it 20 years ago, the technology was nowhere near where we are today. So today, if you hang in here with me, guys, I'm going to give you a personal GPS system that is going to stop all the nonsense of why we don't do these things. It boggles my mind. Just a simple course is CRS. The difference is, more than 2 times of the income. So, and again, it's not the CRS, it's the attitude that of those people exercise to get out of their own way and go do it. A lot of people, and one of you had an answer, well, they didn't know about it. And that's correct. It's like, I can't tell you how many people, when I hear they went and took their continuing ed, if they're less than 2 years in the business, their post-license continuing ed. I went, oh no, why aren't they telling you to send to school? Do not go take your post-licensing, go take your GRI course, Graduate of a Realtors Institute, because that will suffice for your 45 hours post-licensing. So why would you go take the other thing when you would also now be working toward a designation? Now, I'm not saying this to impress you. I'm just saying this to impress upon you that, these things make a difference. It's because you start gathering these GPS systems, the GRI, my first year in business, CRS, the second year in business, CRB, Certified Residential Broker Management, third year in the business, CIM courses, fourth year in the business. I took the real estate industry serious. Now, I had an advantage over every single one of you on this call. I was dumb. I have an 8th grade education. So I said, I got to do something about this. So I was at an advantage over you all because many of you are much smarter on here than I am. So I had to do it. I had no choice, but you should do it too. But now let me just say this, is that's still not the reason why we don't do it. How many of you got your KV core down solid? Let me go back to my, let me go back down to my chat box here. How many of you have your KV core 100% up and running, and it's let me go to chat, up and running, and it's firing all 8 cylinders? Anybody? Not me. KV core not even close. Who else? No, not yet. Not at all. I love when people get it. Thank you all for your vulnerability. I love it. Working on it. Hear that a whole lot. We have two MLSs. Chris, keep it up. Anyway, I hear people get on these calls and they speak up a little bit. They say, now, I don't necessarily have mine together, but not yet. And they've been with us 6 months, 8 months, or they've been on the calls, even though they're not with our brokerage. And why? Why is that? Have you asked yourself? Because we know it's statistically, and George has shown us this many times, how much income is derived by those who work their sphere of influence first. And then they go and then they start concentrating on farms and other activities. So why don't we do it? Why don't we do it? Let me go back to my chat one more time. How many people on this call, I'm going to go from the positive, that if you walked in the doctor's office and he put you on the scale and he took your height, he would say, good job. How many? Good job. You're in good health. They took your blood pressure. They took you to blood test. They put you on a scale and they put you and they measured and they would say, man, great job. You're really taking care of your health. Okay. Okay. Shannon Pye, boot camp. There you go. Me, 2. All right. 2. Fantastic. Me, fantastic. Okay. Body weight, everything's all in sync. Fantastic. Okay. So now for those that are not, why not? You ready for this? In America, the obesity rate is like out of control. And when you check with the national disease folks, the 2 things that people have died from COVID, or people that are more vulnerable to COVID, are 2 things: weight and fear, attitude. Isn't that amazing? So what is that? That's mind and that's body. That's why we don't take CRS. That's why your KV core is not up. It's your mind and your body. And I'm going to give you a personal GPS here today. I promise you, it's going to be worth the price of admission, because you don't even know you already possess this GPS. Okay, you already possess it. How many are interested in finding out what the GPS that you already possess? Let me see your hands. How many want a personal GPS where you don't have to put up with yourself anymore? Anybody else? Me. Good, fantastic. Yes, me. Love it. If I give you a GPS, okay, me. Now, see how many of them say, see how fast they answer that? Now watch this. If I can promise you a GPS that will prevent you from doing 90% of your procrastination, that will help you reach 90% of your goals, how many of you will give me $1,000 today? Let's see how many more answer yes. Me. Melissa LaPerry, thank you. Well, I'm going to give it to you free. Okay, I'm going to give it to you free. All right, here we go. Now, let me just do something here. I want to do this. There's 3 words I want you to write down. 3 words: why, what, and how. And if you've been on the Tony Robbins, by the way, Tony Robbins has 5 days of free from 2 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern every day. It started yesterday. Look up 2022 Tony Robbins. What is it? Anyway, look up 2022 Tony Robbins free event, and they'll
Ultimate breakthrough, Fred.
The breakthrough. That's it. Thank you.
Ultimate breakthrough.
Yeah, you have two choices. You can do the free one on Facebook, or you can do the VIP. I hope that you do the VIP because $179, whatever I spent, it went right to his Feed the Hungry organization that he's almost feeding 1 billion people. But you could do the free one on Facebook. And if you were on yesterday, you heard these 3 magic words. He's talked about them for many years. I've talked about them. And here's the 3 magic words. You ready? The why, the what, and the how. The why, the what, and the how. The why, the what, and the how. If you that's a piece of the GPS, because when I give you the GPS, I'm going to give you, if you don't have those 3 words straightened out in your head, you're not going to do what I tell you to do. But if I can get you to commit to those 3 words and using those 3 words in your life as a trigger, then you're going to use this GPS I'm going to give you. Here, so what are the 3 words? Repeat them back. Somebody, repeat them back.
Why, what,
how.
and how.
Why, what, how. Why, what, how. Why, what, how. Let me tell you
The 3 whys.
Let me tell you why marriages fail. Let me tell you why people, abuse one another. Let me tell you why there's war. Let me tell you why there's misery in our lives. Let me tell you why I lost $5 million in 40 years worth of work in a 40-year marriage and a daughter to H1N1, at 36 years. Let me tell you, it's all because of those 3 damn words, the why, the what, and the how. And if you can get those 3 words straightened out in your life, you will stop creating these messes. Because folks, one of the hardest lessons in my life is when I had to come to grips with the fact I had created everything in my life. And we all have created. You are exactly where you are today because of your thoughts. You are where you are today because of those 3 words. And once we can master that, you're talking about breakthroughs. The breakthroughs are incredible on a daily basis, and you need a breakthrough on a daily basis. And I've been having so many breakthroughs for the last 6, 7 years, but that doesn't mean all successes. I made one decision about a year ago that cost me all of what I could have gained back, what I lost when I got into big battles with hedge funds on a real estate portfolio. I could have gained it all back. One decision screwed it up. And that decision, looking back on it, was because I had my why, my who, and my how. I mean, my why, my what, and my how mixed up. And once we can get that, and once you use this GPS I'm going to give you before we get finished, watch out, world, because here you come. And here's the difference between the why, the what, and the how. All of us are consumed with the how. All of us are consumed with the how. Tony tells the story of Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King had no freaking idea how he was going to do what he did. What did he have? He had a dream. He had a dream. He had no idea of the how. Muhammad Ali, every famous person, Jim Carrey. He didn't know how, but when he wrote that $10 million check to himself and stuck it in his wallet as a young, struggling actor, and he said, one day I'm going to receive a check for $10 million. He put it in his pocket. He focused on the why, because he just wanted to know that was, he set a goal so high, he had to become the person to achieve it. So he didn't you got to keep away with the word how. A number of weeks ago, we did a session on the shoulding, shoulding all over ourselves. How is as bad as a word as shoulding, because we get consumed with it. I'm going to do my KV core. How am I going to do that? And we watched the videos and we got a mindset of how instead of why. Why am I doing this? Not the how. We'll watch a video on our MLS. I've got people that have been with me for 6 months, and I go into their MLS. I say, well, do this. I don't know how to do that. Why haven't you done it? Well, because all they do is think, how? We got all this stuff. One of you mentioned on the chat, there's so many items. There's not as much as it feels like, but the only reason we think it's a lot to consume and to do in this industry is because we're concentrated on the how. How do you do this? How do you do that? And then we're going around looking for all these magic answers. How? Instead of, why am I doing this? What am I going to do about it? My goals are not, my KB course is not set up. What am I going to do about it? And then you got to ask the other magic question, what if? What if I get my ass up and moving and get off this fence that I always stay on and do this? Just do it. Other people are doing $100 million a year in real estate sales. Can I do that? Yes. If one other human being did it, then another human being is capable of doing it. Their why and their what is ahead of their how. They don't think of the how first. So those three magic words is very key. And then the other one is what if? What if I did this? What if I did what Fred's going to suggest today? What if I use this GPS he's going to be talking about? So let me do this. Let me go here. Tiffany, you might have to give me permission here. Let's see. Oh, fantastic. Okay, it's letting me in. Can you see my screen? Someone say yes. Fantastic. Was that a yes?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
All right, fantastic. All right, so your mind will always believe everything you tell it. Your mind will always believe everything you tell it. Feed it faith, feed it truth, feed it love. You see, as soon as you say, I should get my KB core going, that's a lie. You shouldn't do it. You should not do it. What does that mean, should? What do you mean should? You know, when anybody ever tells you, if you call to get service, they said, sir, you should have whatever. You know, say, this is planet Earth. Should doesn't exist here because it's already gone. I should have invested in Coca-Cola stock in 1930. Now, isn't that ridiculous? I wasn't born. Now, some of you think I was born in 1930, but I wasn't. So just that's for George. You know, says I'm older than Moses. But you know, anytime anybody tells you should, and you tell yourself you should, stop it. This is planet Earth. Okay, your mind will always believe everything you tell it. Feed it faith, faith in yourself, faith in the system, faith in the multi-billion-dollar system you have if you're with our brokerage. We have a multi-billion-dollar system, and I have people showing up 6 months after being here, and their checklist is not done. Give me a break. That's a lie. You're lying to yourself. So feed it faith, feed it truth, and then feed it love. And feeding it love is love for yourself. If your KV core is not up, I'm going to tell you, folks, you don't love yourself. If your weight is not under control, you don't love yourself. If you've got all these things going on in your life that you don't like, you've been lying to yourself and you don't love yourself. Let's stop that. What the superior man, I'll add ladies, what the superior man, this is humankind, okay? What the superior man seeks is in himself. What the small man seeks is in others. You're looking for someone to do your KV core. You're looking for someone to say, help me. You're looking for that magic button, that magic button you can push. It doesn't happen. You're not superior if you're doing that. Don't look anywhere else but to yourself and for yourself. This is our problem right here. Can you see my screen? Someone say yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
This is our problem, folks. You know, on my Soulful Wednesdays, I go into a lot about this, and everything is about heart, right? Because our heart's been taken away from us all our life. It's been stolen away, and we're running around without heart. And in the Latin word, the courage, cur is the word heart. And we don't have heart. We don't have the courage to do our KV core. We don't have the courage to get out there and make our minds, get our bodies in shape. We don't have the courage to get out there and reach our goals. We don't have the courage on January the 26th to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, damn you, you had a goal on January the 1st and you've already given up on it. We don't have the heart to do that because that damn mind of ours is, well, how, nah, it's not working. And the reason is, folks, I'm going to give you a GPS to get that freaking mind in your adult life back down to where it was when you were a child. You were born with creativity, and all you wanted to do was be creative and laugh and have fun. I want to get you back to the little boy. I want to get you back to the little girl. Have some fun, be creative, live with all heart and all passion, and let the how take care of itself. But come up with your dream. What is your dream? I don't think there's anybody on this call say, well, let me tell you my dream, Fred. Let me tell you my dream. My dream is to become, 60, 65. And, I realize that, I don't have any savings. I realize that, I'm going to have to really live on the low side of life here for the rest of my life. And, when grandkids ask me for something, I can't do it. None of you are going to say that, right? It's the same way with marriage. You never see two people in love saying, let's go get married, because let me tell you why. Let me tell you, why. Because, 8 years from now, I want to hate you. They throw this beautiful wedding and they're going to go, throw a party, and up at the altar, they say, yep, guys, let me tell you where we're going with this. We just are so madly in love with each other. But you watch, let me show you a picture 8 years from the day, 9 years from the day. Man, we despise one another. I was just yesterday, someone texted me, my divorce is finally over. And a bunch of smiley faces and rejoicing. Well, they didn't walk down the aisle with that. What happened? We don't have the courage. We don't have the courage either to end it sooner or to stick it out longer, right? Because we've been just so misprogrammed all of our lives. And most of us deal with the how. Most of us deal with the how. How can I do this? And you got to have the why, first of all. So let's fix this. Let's fix this. And this GPS I'm going to give you today is going to fix this for you. But you got to use it. You got to use it. All of you put in the chat, say, if you give it to me, I'll use it. Let me see your hands. Come on. Come on. If you give it to me, Fred, I'll use it. I promise you. And Tiffany, do me a favor. If there's a way, because I'm on my phone, I can't do it. If you can take a list of everybody that's on this call, because, man, if someone calls me for some coaching and you were on this call, watch out, because I'm giving you this GPS. And if you listen to me, you're never going to have to ever probably call me again, or call Tony, or call anybody else. If you listen to what I'm going to tell you and use the GPS I'm going to give you. If you are searching for that one person who will change your life forever, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Matter of fact, this statement, I do weddings every now and then. In Florida, as a notary, you could perform a wedding, but I've done a lot of lay ministry and all that kind of stuff all my life. And so my nephew called me. When was this? About a year and a half ago. He said, hey, Uncle Fred, he was in Maryland. Uncle Fred, Liz and I are going to get married. I saw that they announced the engagement. And so he calls me up. He said, hey, you got a minute? I want to talk to you. I said, okay. He said, we would love you to do our wedding for us. It brought tears in my eyes, joy to my heart. I said, David, what a compliment, man. Thank you so much. Well, there's the shy type. They didn't want to exchange vows. They wanted me to do it and, repeat the vows, all this. Well, let me tell you something. I shocked everybody at the wedding. I showed up, and as we were ready to get started, I reached down in a bag, and I had 2 mirrors that I went out and bought. One black, one white. Bathroom mirrors, about, whatever it was, 24 by 24, whatever they were. And I pulled them out, and I used the illustration that marriage is never black and white. There's a lot of gray. You've always got to figure that out. And that's why I bought black and white, is that we are so different, all of us in marriage. It's no difference. It's just like black and white. It's a totally different color scheme and all that kind of stuff. But when I went to have them say their vows, I didn't have them say their vows to each other. I had them look in the mirror and talk to themselves. And part of the vows went something like this. I, David, I vow to myself, I will never depend on Liz to make me happy. I, David, I vow to myself, I will never feel when I'm lacking something, it's Liz's issue. And I went on and on with about 10 vows to themselves personally. Folks, it was a hit. It was a little bit crazy. Some of the people, whoa, that's Fred. But it's true. It's true. And I am so, I don't know about 30 years from now, I see where they are. But now 30 years, 98, yeah, I'll see where they are in 30 years. I've got about 110 I'm going to be doing here. But anyway, if you are searching for that one person who will change your life forever, man, look in the mirror. And folks, if you're not satisfied, if you're in a relationship, I don't care what type of relationship it is with another person, if you're feeling there's a lack, you've either got to cut it off or are heated up. You've got to talk honestly. You've got to put some faith in that relationship. You got to put some truth into that relationship. And you need to say, man, I'm miserable, help me. Or I'm miserable, let me help you. Let's start talking truth and faith, and stop wasting 5 seconds of your life. It's you and you only. You only. And don't be willing to try. Don't be willing to do. But don't stick it out. I stuck it out in a 40-year relationship that should have probably not have been there that long. But see what I just used? The word should have. No one, did you catch it? I did that intentionally because it served me. It served her. 7 years divorced, 7 years divorced, back for the last 2 years. And yesterday was my move date. It didn't work. Some faith in it. We were willing to put some love in it. We were willing to take some risk. But that, some people go, man, this guy's crazy. She's crazy. What do they do? But I made a vow when I divorced. I said, I'm only seeking truth. I'm not seeing. This relationship's not serving me. It's not serving you. I want to see above all else in the rest of my life. I want to see. I want light. I want truth. And darn, after 7 years, I go back and go, wait a minute. Because I think I went out, maybe there's somebody out there. So now I'm full circle going, okay, some more faith, some more truth. So folks, this is a powerful statement here. That's a GPS, but that's not the final one. You are beginning to understand, aren't you, that the whole world is inside you. I just launched a YouTube channel, The Inside Out Agent. I have about 2 or 3 interviews on there so far. I'm looking for more interviews. Look it up, The Inside Out Agent, Fred DeFalco, The Inside Out Agent. Look at the interviews I did with Anastasia, one of our agents, who almost was ready to commit suicide, but found out that inside her was art that she never knew was there. And she started painting, and it saved her life. This is real stuff, folks. She went inside and found it. You are beginning to understand, aren't you, that the whole world is inside you, in your perspectives and in your heart, that to be able to find peace, you must be at peace with yourself first. And to truly enjoy life, you must enjoy who you are. And once you learn how to master this, you will be protected from everything that makes you feel like you cannot go on. That with this gift of recognizing yourself, even when you are alone, you will never feel lonely. Folks, we are obsessed with there's something wrong with us, and that we're not good enough. And that's what costs people their lives. That's what cost me a fortune, literally $5 million. That's what cost me a marriage. That's what cost me all kinds of other things. Not knowing inside what drove me to the top was didn't realize I was never good enough. But I just was an achiever, overachiever, a monomaniac with a mission, trying to prove to the world. Then after I got there, that's what got me to the top. It was what got me back down to the bottom. But understanding all this now is getting me back up there again. So it is fun. It's fun when you live life like this. It's not, it's exhilarating. People ask me all the time, Fred, how do you stay motivated? I'm not motivated. I'm aspiring. I set goals. I've got one goal so big in my life. I'm forced every day, every 10 minutes, every 5 minutes to reevaluate my life, because I've got to become that person that could reach it. That's what Martin Luther King did. That's what Nelson Mandela, that's what all the leaders did. That's what Mother Teresa did. Your life becomes a masterpiece when you learn the masterpiece. Stop going to the hardware store for milk. Now, how many of you have been on my other calls and I've not, have you ever seen me on my phone? No, you've always seen me on a computer. So why am I on my phone? Folks, this is your GPS. Damn it, you can take this phone that's in your hand and you can, I used my phone. I went to a 9-state trip with my 13-year-old grandson this past summer. And my entire phone took me throughout all 9 states. But yet we don't use our phone to take us from where we are in our mental life, our physical body, to take us there. And it's powerful. This phone can do that for you. This phone is your GPS for everything. It's incredible. I want to show you something. I want to show you something. If you don't get your physical body in shape, okay? Now, do you all need to be, Miss Universe, Mrs. Universe, Mr. Universe? No, but you got to make sure, and this is not body shaming. It's scientific fact. Look at the National Disease Center. Overweight is the #1 cause with COVID. That is a disaster. And then fear. So what is that? Mind and body. And if you're quote overweight, what the world would determine, but you can get out there and you're agile and you love yourself still, God bless you. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about you got to be in those charts. But man, there's a lot more we need to do. You got to be able to, get up and get them with your body, but you got to get your mind in order to do that. And I'm going to show you how you're going to do this with this little thing in your hand, this GPS. First of all, I don't know if you have an Apple Watch or a Fitbit, but your Fitbit can be I have 100,000 step challenge I've been doing for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I used to do, 5 miles a day, 6 miles a day, and I said, well, 35,000, 40,000, so on and so forth. But I did the 100,000 step challenge. And unfortunately, sometimes you forget your battery. Now look at this. Now, am I showing you this to impress you? No, I'm showing this to impress upon you that this little gadget, my Fitbit, gets me going. Now, I don't get out there and do this without a Bose headset. $259. I bought the cheap one. Don't anyone criticize me, not the big expensive one. I wanted a really good headphones, a headset, my Bose headsets. I don't go out there and do this. Now, sometimes I do because I want the sound of the, the nature and the birds and the water. But majority of the time, I'm out taking care of my mind and my body at the same time. Now, this little GPS, I'm telling you, not helps me, is probably a major cause of my, the doctor visit I had a couple of weeks ago, which was just outstanding. It's because my life insurance, I've got some pretty substantial life insurance that I bought some of it just 3 years ago. I'm like, I forget what it is, A+ rated. I'm very proud of that. And my little Fitbit helps me. So I'm going to give everyone on you. And if you're willing to do 100,000 step challenge with me, and that's not much, that's only 50 miles a week. Now, a lot of people, why 50 miles a week? Folks, it sounds like a lot, but it's not, because if you're taking care of your mind at the same time, it's incredible. It's incredible what you get, especially early morning before the world's awake. And you're watching the sunset come up while you're doing this, taking care of your mind and body. But this little phone in my hand, GPS. Now, January 3rd, 69,000 steps, a couple of times with battery, or maybe I was 146,000 steps. 102,000 steps, 92,000 steps, 87,000, 80,000, 82,000, 52,000, 125,000, 78,000. Now, have I made it every week? No. But now sometimes I'm not making excuses. Sometimes I didn't have my watch charged, forgot. But sometimes I've just got consumed with other things. But the key to this, though, is not this. It's the second part of this GPS. And we're going to end with this. Let me show you this. This is, by the way, the sleep score is, to me, is a big judge. Now, this week, I've just moved yesterday. It was crazy. I had the Tony Robbins thing. I had interviews. I had a buyer from New York a commercial tenant that I ran around all day. So last night, I've got to make up for that one. And it missed some of my time. But, when I want to be in the 80s. That's my goal for sleeping, right? And I'm a sick, I'll get up in the middle of the night and read and study and stuff. But look at this, 9 hours and 30 minutes. I made up for that 80, 89. So those two things, my steps and my sleep, is what I judge my health by. And then the way that this works, here's your GPS. Let me show you this. I want you, if you do not have this, and I want every single one of you, please, not one person skip this. You've got to have YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium is about $11.99 a month, or it's $17.99 a month for a family plan that includes 5 people. The reason you need YouTube Premium is because, see, this is what pops up all the time on mine, because that's all I listen to. That's all I listen to. When everyone doubts you, gym music, Team Fearless, accept your past without regrets, handle your present with confidence, face your future with fear. So it gets it. It's only a rare person that gets this. Build your brand. Oh, this guy, phenomenal. He works with Jay Kinder. Fearless Soul. So see, this is what, between my mind and body, my GPS. And the reason you want to have this, okay, manifestation hack. This is a meditation. I do a lot of meditation at night. When I go to bed, I program myself. When I wake up first thing, a lot of times I'll throw my headphones on. But when you hit this, okay, the nice thing is, can you let me see your sound. Can you guys hear the sound?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So the nice thing about YouTube, I'll show you this. Watch when I have this on with premium, I can come over here, do my emails, blah, 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 that's a cool thing, right? And so
your background music. There we go.
Did we lose him?
I think we did. I think
Yeah.
he accidentally left the call. He'll be back.
Too much for the computer.
Who knew Fred was a headbanger, huh?
Right.
Well, he rocks. He's got the right attitude for sure.
I think 5 of us should go in together and on the premium to save money. We can all sell each other $3 a month.
That's an awesome idea.
Hey, was he saying something earlier about being able to, instead of the 45-hour course, do the CRS certification?
No, that was GRI.
GRI.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. What was GRI again?
Graduate Real Estate Institute, I believe it's called.
Okay.
There are 3 different modules to take, but I think the first module will be enough to satisfy that, but you might want to look into it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm already like 3/4 of the way done with the 45-hour course. So.
That's what I'm doing right now. Well, I'm starting this week, my GRI. The GRI 100 series covers the post 45.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I'm doing that. And then there is the GRI 200 and then the 300 series. In order for you to get certified in GRI, you have to do the 3 series.
Gotcha.
Where are you taking those?
At Aura, starting tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow.
And
It's
what about the
Thursday,
CRS?
Friday. It's
Where can we
Thursday,
get
Friday.
the CRS?
And,
I think-
I'm sorry.
Red.
Yeah, go
I
ahead,
was saying-
Sayal. I'm sorry.
I was saying the GRI starts tomorrow. It's Thursday, Friday, and then next week, Monday, Tuesday, you have Wednesday off, and then Thursday, Friday. And every 2 days, there's a test.
And where did you say you're taking that, please?
At Aura, here in Orlando on Lee Road.
Or the realtors.
Yeah. Yeah, Orlando Realtors, yeah.
If
All
you
right, did I
have the
cut off?
time, I was able to do
He's
the entire
back.
thing straight, and it was pretty quick. It's an online program, but they don't allow you to fast forward through it. It has to be done, on a scheduled time where they make you answer questions along the way. But if you do have the time, it's pretty handy, and you can get it done in just a few weeks. It's supposed to be done like, over a longer period of time. But if you do want to, have the time to knock it out, you can do that on the online course. So
Yeah.
it's an option.
And Fred, I just thank you for coming back. We lost you there, but
What-
Shelley,
where
you
did-
have
where
your
did I lose
hand
you?
up.
Did I get, you saw the YouTube premium versus the non-premium, right?
Yes.
Okay,
That was the
so that's
last
where I
one.
want to end. So let me tell you, please commit to the YouTube premium. Start building your playlist. Go get your headphones. Get out. Get walking. Anybody interested in a 100,000 step a week challenge with me? Anyone?
I am.
Who's that? Okay, please
ma'am.
shoot me an email and put in the subject line challenge. That's all. Okay, 100,000 step. This is going to be fun because I'm going to start a Facebook group. 100,000 step a week challenge, and we got to do it with headphones. So
I'm there.
send me an email. Fantastic, Jenny. Fantastic. Anybody else? Send me an email. answers@defalco.com. answers@defalco.com.
Fred, I'm lucky if I get my 10,000 steps every day.
Well, hey, listen, 10,000 steps a day is 70,000. So join the challenge and you'll be surprised when you step it up. Because if your style, I'm glad you said that, because for example, again, that's a mindset. That's what I used to do. I was 5 miles a day, 6 miles a day, because 10,000 steps is 5 miles, right? So anyway, if you join the challenge and you're also taking care of your mind while you're out there doing it, you won't want to go back in. That's how I got up to 100,000 steps without thinking about it. So if you're in, and even if you're going to stay 70, still join us, because I want everyone to be able to participate and have some fun together. So hopefully you all join.
What do I do? How do I do it again?
Answers@defalco.com. Answers@defalco.com, or fred.defalco@exprealty.com. And then I'll get it. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, that's fantastic. So join me. Let's do that. Please do me a favor. Give me some encouragement. If you don't have YouTube channel premium and you ordered it, shoot me an email on that as well. fred.defalco@exprealty.com or answers@defalco.com, and say, hey, I ordered premium. You're going to love it. I promise you. I promise you. I have two family premium accounts, because another thing I do, a nonprofit, I have totally different playlists and stuff, and I kept them separate. And $17 a month for the family, 5 different accounts, is just fantastic. So I encourage you, please get that premium. Please, please, please. It's $11.99 on your own.
Hey, Fred.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Daryl.
Hey, man.
Hey, listen, and the premium, I just want to jump on that for a second. You've been preaching that for a while. And I remember kind of it must have been maybe 7-8 months ago. I don't know, could be a year. I remember you saying that, and I was like, crap, $12 a month, that's whatever. But I went ahead and did it just so I didn't have to listen to commercials and wait for the ads and stuff. And it has made a world of difference in what I've started to ingest and consume. And so I'll even go to friends' house, put on YouTube. All of a sudden they hit the ads, and it's driving me crazy. But what I love is that I can load up whatever I want, like the Headspace stuff, the things that I need. Go watch our videos, that recordings here. I mean, it's all right there, man. So I mean, not that I'm pitching for it, but it's an investment.
Well, no, pitch it, buddy. Pitch it.
It's $12. I mean, it's $12 a month in yourself. That's really the way you look at it. It's ongoing education. And if you pay $11.99 for Disney Plus, just so you can watch Marvel and The Mandalorian, all that, which I do. But I mean, I would rather get rid of that than YouTube, because there's so much more stuff and positive things to fill my mind with. It's made a huge difference. So that's the one piece of advice, Fred, of yours that I actually did that involved money. And it worked. So thank you.
Well, do me a favor then. If you're worried about the money, make sure you tune in Tony Robbins today, 2 to 4. That's free on Facebook. So get that one. Don't miss that breakthrough session.
All right.
Next 4 days. But hey, guys, with the YouTube premium, just go to YouTube and watch a YouTube video, premium versus standard, that I didn't get into because I cut you off. I meant to show you some other steps, but just go watch it, the video. It's such a big deal. The way you can save it, the way you can go back 15 seconds, 20 seconds. There's so many features that it's like having your own. I can't even tell you. I mean, it's incredible. And the nice thing is that you put yourself on notifications, like Dr. Bruce Lipton. As soon as he comes out with a new video, I'm on his notification. Bingo, I'm in it. It's so deal with the 3 words, get rid of the how. Ask yourself the why. Why should I get my KV core up and running? Why should I, take my significant other on a date? Why should I? And you'll answer that Because and then what will be the benefits if I get my KV core up and on it? So if you focus on the why and the what, going back to Dr. Martin Luther King, the why, you didn't have to answer the why in the 60s. What am I going to do about it? What am I going to do about it? He was consumed with those two words. None of the how. And that's the story of anybody that's ever done anything significant in their life. They never focus, never think about the how. I don't know how I ended up with over 200 units and stuff in 5 states. I don't know how I went from a 8th grade dropout, only 3 years of sales, and they made me a manager in a company where everyone else had a college education and 10 years real estate experience. And then they made me the regional manager only after 3 years of managing, and they bypassed all those people that were with their company for 20 years. I don't know how that happened. I know why. It's because what I was doing. So it's a big difference, man. That's a big difference. So yeah, hey, Krista, the great idea. Do I have a list of favorites? Yeah, Dr. Bruce. Start with Lipton, Dr. Bruce Lipton, Tony Robbins, of course. You got to have a playlist. Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, who is Tony Robbins' mentor, original mentor. Tony Robbins is because Tony is a strategist, as he says. He's just. I mean, you can almost stop there, but these other like Dr. Bruce Lipton.
Yeah,
Joe Dispenza. Yeah. I like Lipton because of the science. Lipton's, science research shows we every single one of us are nothing more than our first 7 years repeated over and over and over again.
Right. Can I share something?
Absolutely, Melissa.
So I teach a class, and I've been an avid follower of the law of attraction for many, many years, as well as Joe Dispenza, but everything is energy. And so if you think about the what and the why, the what, so if you say to yourself, what is it that I want in this area of my life? And so there's all these subjects in our life. So for example, I want a house on the beach. And then the next question is, well, why do I want it? Because it feels good. And so the what and the why, if you tap into the feeling of how you feel when you think about it, it doesn't get you tripped up. The how is where we get our mind starts going to past conditioning, and it gets us tripped up. But if you stay and you really focus and you do some inventory on the different areas of your life, and you look at what is it that I really want in this specific area, in this case, my real estate business, and why do I want it? You tap into that energy in your body that makes you feel alive. And that is what helps you take the inspired action.
Melissa, I'm so glad you spoke up. I want you to see this new view of mine. Okay. What do you see over there? That's the ocean.
I love it.
This as of yesterday. Now, folks, 2 years ago, I renovated a complete condo down on the beach and was supposed to move in. You know what I asked myself after I got it all finished and renovated it? How can I do this? My ex is not in good shape. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this for myself. This is not right. How can I do this? I gave up on my why. I gave up on what will it do for me. And as of yesterday, I came back. And unfortunately, because of the market, I had to end up renting, but I didn't care. I just said, hey, my why has always been on the beach, and the what I know. So, you thank you, Melissa, because if you're unfaithful, and the reason we get miserable, the reason you're broke, the reason you have a bad relationship, the reason money doesn't flow to your problems, because I've sure had a lot of money problems last few years, but money seems to flow and straighten them out. It's crazy though. I on story after story, but because as long as I am faithful to my why and what, it works. I gave up 2 years ago because I asked the question, how I looked around and I said, how can I do this? This is not right. And folks, I gave myself all lies. It was all lies. So Melissa, that was perfect. And in perfect timing too. It got me to show off my new beach place.
Awesome.
Anyway, thank you for that. Anybody else? Ahas. How many more YouTubers? My
Hey,
premium,
Fred.
100,000. Who's that? Speak up.
Hey, Fred. you were talking about the designations that you did. First was a GRI, CRS, and then you mentioned something else. I just want to write them down for
Yeah.
scrolls.
First the GRI, Jose, for the to take care of any continuing ed, and GRI is good for any continuing ed credits. Then it's CRS, Certified Residential Specialist. Are you bilingual?
Yes, I am.
You should take CIPS, Certified International Property Specialist.
Oh,
Then, if you're interested in brokerage management, you say, well, wait a minute, are you with EXP or are you with another brokerage?
EXP.
Okay, you're with EXP, you don't need to be a broker because you can build a real estate, company around the globe, but you don't need to be a broker. But if you're interested in really managing and helping people, it's CRB, which is Certified Residential Brokerage Management. And now some of you might be saying, Fred, all these courses, what? Let me tell you something. It served me well, served many, many other people well. And then the other thing, Jose, everybody on this call who's remaining, 69 people, let me encourage you to do something. If you're, especially with EXP, we have all these free commercial courses. My agents, the ones that are listening to me, are stepping it up. Chris Dove was on. I saw that she was on, but I think she had to leave. Chris Dove is just brand new with us, and she's already doing a triple net lease, like a Walgreens, a Dollar General store with a customer, because I encouraged her. I said, you can do this. It's not that hard. Oh, there she is. So Chris, how's it going with the triple net?
It's going excellent. We're actually going to be looking at $2 Dollar Generals. We're looking at a Wendy's. That's a ground lease though. So I'm going to have to work with you on that to get a little bit more experience.
Wait a minute. How long you been licensed?
2 years, but I've only been in real estate for about a year.
Okay, 2 years, 1 year. And in how many commercial deals have you done?
None.
Why?
Zero. Just interior design gigs.
Why?
Didn't have the exposure, and I didn't have the investor, and I didn't have you.
Well, thank you. But also a lot of us say, well, how can I do that? Someone said, Dave, Fred, I don't have a commercial license. You don't need a commercial license.
You have an opportunity and you chase it.
Yeah. And in Florida, if you're in Florida, a lot of people, I used to teach agents auctioneering, and a lot of people don't realize in Florida, with a real estate license, you can auction a house. In this market, you're all auctioneers at this point. But so Jose, I encourage you to take some commercial courses. Okay.
Fred, I have a question.
Thank you, Fred.
Yeah, you're welcome. Go ahead, Sal.
The CIPS that we're talking about for the international designation, do we need, if we take the course, do we also have to prove that we have international transactions, or just take the course and get the designation?
No, you take the course.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Ken Mark said YouTube is showing $15.99. Is that for the family or the individual? They may have raised it. I don't care if it's $29.99. Buy it, Ken. If you can't afford the extra $4, if you don't want to do the extra $4, I'll pay it for you because I love you so much. Yeah. Did it go up to $15.99?
Yeah, that's what it's showing on YouTube. If you Google it, and the family plan is showing $22.
Oh, they raised it $5. Yeah. $4. Yeah. All right, cool. But anyway, hey guys, I'm really glad you're bringing these courses up, because let me tell you something. An educated realtor is a productive realtor. What's interesting? I've had a lot of people fail in the business that didn't have the education, but I've had a whole lot more people that were educated and they were the ones not failing. When I was managing an office in my first 3 years of management, when I left, I had 5 people. Just in 3 years, I had 5 people that had their GRI, CRS, and CRB because they were all interested in management back then. I had 5 people just trying to get my position as manager when I became regional. And one of the reasons I became regional over all these other people with 20, 25, 30 years experience, I became their boss, which they despised me because I had the #1 office. I became their boss because I had people ready to step into my position. That helped as well. So, I'm really glad you all are bringing questions up about these courses, because they're, especially the CRS. I mean, that CRS is a powerful course and a powerful network, by the way. They're very loyal to one another. Anyone else? Ahas, anything else?
Hey, Fred, can I share something? This is Krista.
Absolutely.
How are you? Thank you for this wonderful
There she is.
mastermind. Hi. So just, this, I don't know if this applies, but talking in the beginning about appraisals and the contingencies and all that, I just wanted to share because it doesn't really happen until it happens. And then you're like surprised. So I had a really large transaction, $500,000 on the line as a deposit, and my California buyers had not had their loan contingency met, or they were not meeting it. They didn't have their loan approval. And we have an attorney here in Florida who did not really know about that paragraph in the financing contingency that says the seller can cancel 3 days after loan approval date has passed and he has not gotten written notification from the buyers. And, I was so flabbergasted that the attorney didn't even know that. And he's a real estate attorney. So just everybody needs to be really careful with that language because you don't really know it until you are in the situation. And I just want everyone to look at that clause. Everything is fine with my transaction, but it was a really stressful 24 hours because I was about to lose $500,000 for my buyers. So if anybody has any questions about that clause, I know it inside out.
Krista, Krista.Kohler@exprealty.com.
Yeah.
So thank you for bringing it up, Krista. Hey guys, one of the things you've got to remember is dates and contracts. That's why we have dates, right? That's why I would never do this business without a transaction coordinator. I'm not going to keep track of all those dates. A transaction coordinator, that's what they do. So be careful of your dates. Krista, I'm glad you brought that up. It reminded me just about a month and a half ago, had a situation where we had the buyer and our agent didn't keep his eye on the date of the commitment, right? And it turned out to be a legal problem. So same thing you're mentioning. So be careful of these dates. It's very important. Anybody else? Okay, sure. Ready. Anybody else with the 100-step challenge hasn't signed up yet?
Hi, Fred.
Sasha.
I keep on missing where we can take these classes and these courses. Where do I find them?
NAR, the National Association of Realtors. Just go in there and look up CRS or Google it, it'll take you right to CRS.com. But National Association of Realtors, everything I mentioned is through the National Association of Realtors. CIPS, Certified International Property Specialist, SRES, Senior Real Estate Specialist, Senior Real Estate Specialist. If you're in a big area and have a lot of 55 and older communities, you may want to think about your SRES. All these designations I've told you, I'm not telling you, I've done it. Okay. So I'm not saying do it because I say I just tell you it was so valuable. When I left management, okay, after all those years, I was in Boca Raton. I didn't have a following. I didn't have people. I didn't have a database. I didn't have anything. Okay. What I had was education. What I had was experience. But I went out and did $35 million my first year. Now people say, well, yeah, because you used to run a real estate company. You used to. No, I did the basics and all those things I had gotten out of the CRSs over the years and all the things I'd learned to teach other people. I just did them. I didn't focus on how I'm going to do it. I just said, hey, the why and the what, right? I don't want to manage anymore. I want to get out there. And so it pays off. And I'm really happy that you all are, asking about that. Yeah. National Association of Realtors.
Thank you, Fred.
Okay. You're welcome.
For me today was all these courses that you mentioned. It is indeed very important.
Cool. All right.
Hey, Fred.
Yes.
And I'm changing it.
Message. If you get it, let me know. Okay.
You sent me an iMessage?
I sent you a text message. I don't know if it's Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I got to be careful. I don't want to cut off the Zoom again.
It's a real story.
I got it.
I'm afraid, but I'm going to do it. Okay.
You are. Yay. Yeah, we'll have fun. I'll tell you what, it's a lot of fun. You're talking about the 100,000 step? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I haven't walked in a year because of my foot surgery. And
Okay,
okay. Yeah.
Okay, well, again, we're going to be sensible, and I'd rather have you shoot for 100,000 and make 30,000 and then shoot for nothing and hit it, you know?
That's what I'm doing.
All right. Okay, I think there's a after party here. So who takes over from here?
I will take it from here. I'm just trying to
You're running